Howdy. July the 5th, 2021. Been celebrating July 4th weekend all weekend. Went to Kansas for the Graham family reunion. Got to see lots of folks, enjoy lots of good groceries, and visiting. Stopped off in Owasso. Saw y'all Grandpa Bill Gordon and visited with him, your Aunt Melinda. Then we come on to house. So. My topic for the day. I know y'all been sitting on the edge of your seats just waiting to see what Papa was going to come up with next. Thought for the day is loyalty. It's July 4th weekend, 200 and almost 50 years since we won our independence from Britain. That's a big word, independence. We're going to come back to that later. But it does tie in with this whole loyalty thought. And I guess what's got me thinking about this today is this Gwen Berry cat. She's a hammer thrower on the Olympic team. That means that she works for me. My tax dollars support her. They pay her check, they pay her groceries, they pay her rent. She works for me. And the reason I picked that and the idea of loyalty is she won third place in the trials, and she got up on the podium and she turned her back on the flag and the national anthem. And that is counter to being loyal. I got to keep this video short. It has a way of running too long. The way I was raised around a lot of cowboys, and a lot of farmers, and I was blessed with being able to do that growing up instead of having to work at the grocery store, the gas station, or the various other places that teenage boys have to work. I was able to work cows and cotton and work with men instead of boys. Those old cowboys, they used to have a saying called riding for the brand. And basically what that meant was that if you hired on with somebody, they got your loyalty. And if it got to a point where you couldn't give them that, then you quit. For whatever reason. If you had a disagreement, you had a falling out, you didn't like the boss, the boss married somebody you didn't like, whatever it was, if it got to a point where you could not provide your loyalty to the man that was signing your paycheck, then you quit and you went somewhere else. And this Gwen Berry is not doing that. And it rankles me, it irritates me, because she's not riding for the brand. Her brand is Gwen Berry. To hell with the rest of everybody else. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with Colin Kaepernick. He is known for doing the same thing. Now, Colin is a hypocrite. He's just plain and simple. He's just a scum-sucking pig is all he is. But the difference between Colin Kaepernick and Gwen Berry is that Colin Kaepernick is working for a private owner. I don't even know what team he played for, but there is an owner that owns that football team that signs Colin's paycheck. And that owner is not looking to me for a weekly deposit into his account so he can cover Colin's paycheck. The U.S. Olympic team is looking to me for a weekly deposit into their account so that they can pay her. So I have a problem with that. I don't like either one of them. You can disagree with your government. You can dislike your government. You can even revolt against your government. But our Constitution, our country, and our national anthem, and the things that those things represent, those are just things. In and of themselves, they don't mean anything. But the things that they symbolize mean a tremendous amount. And people have lost sight of that. It's no longer fashionable to be patriotic. Fashion be damned. That's all there is to that. There's nothing wrong with being patriotic. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your country. Has our country done some things wrong? Certainly we have. We're still the best damn country in the world, and people are fighting to get in here on a daily basis. All you got to do is read the news. There's a reason for that. It's not an accident that all these people want to come from all these different countries, not just Mexico. They want to come from all these different countries in the world and come to America. Just recently, there was a North Korean girl at one of the Ivy League colleges in the East. I don't remember which of the colleges it was, but it was one of the big Ivy League schools. And she compared it, said that it was worse than North Korea for the propaganda that they were spouting that was basically anti-American. That's a shame. That's a real shame. And the reason it irritates me so, and the reason I say these things, what they symbolize, is that a lot of people have died for us to have these privileges that they just want to whiz all over them. And they somehow think it's bad that we have these things. I don't know where they get those thoughts from. I can't even get on that wavelength. But y'all have in your family at least two, and I'm sure there are more. Let's rephrase that. I know there's more. But you have two genuine, certified war heroes. Your Grandpa Gordon is a war hero from Vietnam. Nathaniel's Grandpa Brent, and I don't even know how to pronounce Brent's last name, I won't begin to try. But he's a decorated war hero. When these guys went to that war, they weren't grandpas. They were barely older than Nathaniel and Ethan. They were 18, 19, maybe even 17 years old. Certainly no more than 20 when they went in. And they paid a very high price. You know, when other kids during Nam, kids they would take up what was called then as a senior trip, and they would go somewhere. In Texas, everybody went to the beach. That was the big thing, go to the beach for their senior trip. These boys, they didn't get to go to the beach for their senior trip. They got to go to the damn jungles of Southeast Asia. And they got to fight. And they got to be shot at. And when they came home, and I remember this, I was a little too young for now, but I remember what it was like when these guys came home and all the disrespect that was shown to them then. And what I see now when a Gwen Berry turns her back on the flag in the national anthem, or a Colin Kaepernick takes a knee during the national anthem, what I see then is the same damn thing. I see Jane Fonda on a cannon in North Vietnam making propaganda videos for the North Vietnamese while our boys are getting their butts shot off in the jungles. And I have a real issue with that. That's not loyalty. And that's what this is about. That was the word that I chose to talk on. Running out of time. This YouTube video thing won't let me go very long. Consider the sources. When you see these things, what are they trying to gain? What are they doing? Usually it's going to come back to the money. If you follow the money, There's a saying in the entertainment industry that there's no such thing as bad publicity, because any publicity is good publicity because it gets you out there in front of people. Are they after publicity? Are they after money? Are they trying to turn that publicity into money? Colin Kaepernick signed deals with Nike. Nike uses what is basically considered slave labor to make their products, and yet Colin Kaepernick is going to be their spokesperson complaining about the fact that America had slaves 250 years ago. Give me a friggin' break. Get over it, Colin. You're dumb as a rock. I'm not even sure what Gwen Berry's issue is, because 5 or 6 years ago she was posing with an American flag and holding it above her head while the wind blew it. So what's happened in 5 or 6 years? Somebody pissed in her post hostess? Give me a break. Woman, get over it. Loyalty is not a commodity to be bartered with. You're not loyal sometimes and disloyal others. You either are or you're not. It's like there's no such thing as being a little bit pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not pregnant, but you're not a little bit pregnant. And loyalty is that same way. And it is a character trait that is very important as we go through life. If we want anybody to believe in us, whether it's a spouse, a significant other, our kids, our dogs, if you want them to believe in you, you've got to be loyal. And if you don't have any loyalty to anybody but yourself, that is a problem. And that's what I see in a Gwen Berry and a Colin Kaepernick. So today, I take my hat off to these guys that fought and live with the memories that they live with, in order for somebody like that, some two-bit chump, to get on national television and make a spectacle of themselves. And the fact that they can do that and get away with it. Y'all have a good one. Papa loves you. And think about loyalty and make a decision whether that is a character trait that you want. I'll see y'all.